The best entrepreneurs thrive in chaos. They welcome uncertainty. They are at one with ambiguous situations. Why is that? Because they know how to leverage it to win. So while others panic, don't know what to do, or just freeze and they end up not doing anything, elite performers are at their best when the outside world is crumbling. This video is about how can you too maximize your chances to get out of this banking crisis stronger than you've ever been. Welcome back. Hello, I'm Leon Castillo. If you don't know who I am, I'm the founder of Selfmastered, which is a peak performance training company that specializes in training entrepreneurs in peak performance so they can achieve in 1 quarter what they previously achieved in 1 year. And we've proven that model 250 times. And before that, I used to be in the alternative investments industry. I co-founded 1 venture capital and 1 private equity fund. So today's video is about an acronym called VUCA, V-U-C-A, which is common in risk management circles. VUCA, something is volatile, uncertain, chaotic, and ambiguous. So it is something that doesn't have a clear dynamics that you can forecast, analyze, and anticipate. It is the prototypical stuff that gets you out of your comfort zone, that rocks the boat and you don't know how to navigate. That is something that is VUCA. And right now we are living in very VUCA prone times, right? So we are in the middle of a banking crisis that may collapse the Western finance system. And there's a lot of layoffs in the big tech companies and a very hard time for small and medium business owners. So in this moment, and we have the pulse of the market because we work with a lot of people, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty. But the best of the best are welcome in this. Even if they still don't have the capital to buy asset at low prices like some are waiting to do, even if they're broke, the elite performers know how to leverage this. And they do so because they understand one of the fundamental truths of human performance, which is the fact that we are born for VUCA. If we know how to manage ourselves, we naturally show up at our best when things are chaotic. In fact, if you look at the 4 external triggers, you can see they're perfectly correlated with each one of the 4 characteristics of VUCA. Volatility correlates with high risk reward consequences. Uncertainty correlates with novelty. Chaotic correlates with complexity, and ambiguous correlates with unpredictability or uncertain rewards, right? So the fact that the macro is VUCA implies that the environment is primed to produce flow if we know how to limit the fear factor. This is very important. What I'm trying to say is, since the world is chaotic, we now have the ability to access flow states in a much faster manner because we don't need to artificially manufacture it. We are already living in chaotic, uncertain times where novelty and unpredictability are a given, which means that we can show up at our best. And you know this intimately to be true. When you are within your comfort zone, when you are complacent, when things are going well, you tend to take the foot off the gas. You tend to relax. You're just not as hell-bent on making your business work. That's natural. But when shit hits the fan, when things become complicated, you naturally are drawn towards stepping up and showing up at your best because your business, your family needs from you, right? This is because our human nature thrives in chaos if and only if we know how to limit the negative emotional pull that this may have on us. And before I tell you what exactly you should be thinking about doing in order to show up at your best, let me know in the comments. How do you normally navigate complexity and chaos? How do you normally battle with this feeling of not knowing what to do? I read every comment, let me know. So what I recommend you do is, once you know that the environment is prone to VUCA, the environment is there telling you to show up at your best, then you need to minimize the internal stuff that may prevent you from leveraging the external VUCA. In other words, you need to reduce the uncertainty, reduce the novelty, reduce the stress within your day-to-day life. Remove all the drags in your personal life, limit the amount of things that you try at every time. In essence, do not take more than you can chew and focus. Make sure that you show up focused, knowing what to do, and you will be able to reap the rewards of a chaotic environment. So this is the moment in which fortunes are made. This is the moment in which you can truly make things work if you show up calm, collected, in control. So if the world is crumbling down, make sure that you show up at your best, that you eliminate everything that is dragging you down and you go hard. See you in the next video.